Hello everyone, this is Ness at LadyVee's Unique Creations. Hey! Listen, I'm coming to you guys about a situation that happened to me today. Well, day before yesterday, which was Wednesday, no, it was Friday, I went into the store and I purchased some pans. I paid $4.89 for some pans of lasagna. I made lasagna yesterday. So the Keyfood that I went to, address is 300 Sand Lane, Staten Island, New York 10305. The store number is 718-273-4000, store 1586. I called yesterday and I spoke with a manager. The lady said to me, "Do you have your receipt?" I said, "Ma'am, I don't have the receipt, but if it's all right, I just wanted to pick up the pans." So she checked to see if somebody seen some pans. So the gentleman that put the stuff away said, "Oh, I put some pans back yesterday, some lasagna pans." So she says, "Well, since he verified it, you can come pick up the pans. Let the manager know." So I was like, "Oh, okay." Today I go to the store around, today is 9/10/2022, 1646.09. I go back to the store. So I walks in, I get the pans, and I got some fruit and some plantains. So as I'm on the line, I'm telling the young man, "Listen, I came here yesterday, and I need to do exchange on the pans, pick up the pans because I left them. And the manager lady I spoke with told me to come in today. I told her I would come in today." So he's like, "Oh, hold on." So he went and knocked on the door, and the gentleman said, "Oh, hold on." So he said, "Give me a minute." I was like, "All right, no problem." As I'm standing here waiting, the young man says, "Let me bring your stuff up." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So the manager man, I don't even know who he was, if he was a manager or not. He came over. He was like, "Well, what happened?" I said, "Well, I called yesterday because I spoke with the young lady, a manager lady." I said, "And she told me to come in because I left my pans. So these are the pans that I left. They were lasagna pans. And I wanted to pick them up today. She told me to come in. I don't have my receipt." That's the first thing I said. I don't have the receipt. "Oh, well, you need your receipt. I can't do nothing for you." So I said, "Well, the young lady, explained to her I don't have the receipt." So he says to me, "Well, I don't know what to tell you." So I'm like, "Oh, well, when I spoke to her yesterday, that's the first thing I explained to her. I don't have the receipt. I don't know where it's at." And he's like, "Well, I'm the manager. And I'm telling you, in order for me to do something, I need the receipt." So I said, "Sir, I don't have the receipt. So I'm not sure what else to tell you." I said, "The lady verified that the pans was replaced back in the system on the cabinet because they was left out. Well, you got to come back and speak to her." I said, "But and he said, "And it's nothing more to talk about. It's nothing to say." I said, I said, "First of all, for $4.89, what got me was he gonna tell me I had nothing else to say. It was nothing else I needed to say. I don't care what manager, what supervisor, what master you think you are. $4.79. You will not speak to me any kind of way you want." So I said to him, I said, "First of all, I said, it's not a problem." I said, "The lady told me if I didn't have the receipt to still come, I came." I said, "But it's not a problem. But what the problem we're not going to be doing is speaking to me any kind of way you want." And then he's like, "Well, it's nothing to talk about." I said, "You're right." No, he told me I did not need to speak again. I said, "Let me explain something to you. What I was going to say, and I am going to say it, you can take that $4.79, the pants is on me. But what you're not about to do is speak to me any kind of way you want." Let me explain something to you. I'm not going in there trying to be a Karen. I'm not trying to be a bully. I'm not trying to be a crybaby. $4.89, I don't give a fuck if it was $1,000,000. I don't care if it was a penny. Nobody have a right to speak to me any kind of way they want. I don't know what that manager problem was. I don't have the receipt. And I told him, I said, "Oh, okay, no problem. It's not a big deal." I was like, "It's all right." I was trying to say, "It's okay. But don't try to embarrass me, one, in front of a store. Two, don't tell me what I can and cannot say. Three, and don't try to make it look like your conversation ended the chat because you're the manager. I'm not using no customer service as customers is right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. People know how to talk to people when you're dealing with people in the public. That's rule number one. He almost caught the conversation that was not something that God's language wanted me to bless. But I said to him, I looked, I said, okay. Even a gentleman at the cashier held his head down of shame. The gentleman went and stood on the side and turned his head as if, he had to cool off. Really wasn't even trying to get to that conversation, but what you're not about to do is tell me what I can say and what I cannot say. You don't stop the conversation. Am I coming back for a pan that's $4.89? No, I will not go back for the pans. Like I told him, keep them, they on me. And third, when he had the conversation with her, because I had the conversation with her only like day before yesterday. Literally yesterday, Friday, when I made the lasagna. So he can have that pan, he can keep those pans and realize it's a way you speak to people and a way you don't speak to people. But what you're not about to do is speak to me any kind of way you wish. Now, had the conversation went and said, well, it's nothing I can do right now. Baby, you the manager, you can do whatever you want. $4.89. Let me explain two things to you. Would not have killed that store. Now, when he speaks to the lady, I hope he tells the correct story. I hope he lets her know the factuals. And I hope he understands all I was trying to say was, can I get my pans? But since the conversation went that way, I will not be shopping at Keyfood Fresh. That is located at 300 Sand Lane in Staten Island, New York, 10305. The store, 1586. The telephone number, 718-273-4000. And second of all, you're not even listed when somebody Google you. You Google Keyfood Fresh, all types of other stuff, job entries and everything pop up. They need to work on their website, and I'm going to write to their corporate and let them know the situation. You might say $4.89 is not a lot. It's the principle of how you spoke. I ain't asking for the pans. If he said to me, well, she said, I can't give it to you without a receipt. And I'm saying in my head, that don't make sense, but if that's your policy, I respect it. No problem. I'm steady saying, oh, okay, no problem. I'm not stressing it. But what you're not going to do, you're not listening. Mr. I didn't argue. I didn't say anything disrespectful or anything. I didn't even give him the energy that he was looking for. But what you're not about to do is speak to me any kind of way you want. That's a no-no for anybody. I don't care who it is. Nobody have a right to speak to you any kind of way they want. And that's it. So, with that being said, I will not do another review on that Keyfood. I'm not going to change my reviews on what I gave them. They were clean. They were stacking. And I was satisfied for the stuff I got. A little costly, but I was satisfied for the moment. But today is a day. That's my second time in here for this. I don't even have a desire to go to the store. On that side, I'll stick with my ShopRite and Mets. Bye.